On tonight's show, we have musical artist, producer, and guitarist Mike Moore. And now for your host, Koolkard. Yes. Let's go, everybody. Welcome back to the Kickin It with Koolkard show. This is episode 182. I am your host, Koolkard. Thank you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time, I do invite you to subscribe so you can share this with all of your people, all of your family members and friends. Let them know that we're over here kicking it, doing great things, providing value for you and anyone who wants to come on the platform and just grab some tools to be great. 182 episodes. I'm pretty sure you can find somebody that I've brought on here that can help you out along the way and answer some questions that you might have. That's why I do it. I do it for you. Can't do it without you. All right. Tonight I have a musician, a true musician. I'm telling you, man, he's incredible. He goes by the name of Mike Moore. We're going to dive into his career, his journey. We're going to talk real life situations here because it's not all about the glitz and the glamour. It's not all about what he does. We want to find out who he is, where he's come from, and where he's going, and why he is standing right here on his platform tonight, kicking it with your boy, Koolkard. Let's go, y'all. Without further ado, Mike Moore, y'all. Let's get it. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the show, Mike Moore. We are finally here. Thank you for coming on.
Koolkard, man. Thank you so much for having me. I'm psyched to be here.
Hey, man, without a doubt, had to have you. I heard the song that was just playing, and I was like, man, this dude is dope. Went through your catalog, listened to a few more. Had to reach out. Say, hey, man, join me on the show. You obliged. We're here. I appreciate that for sure.
Episode 182. That's good. Congrats, man. That's a lot.
Thank you, man. 3 years, 4 years. Actually, going on 4 years. Haven't missed a Tuesday. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, trying to consistency. That's it. Consistency. Yeah. You know. So keeping it going, man. Keeping it going. Definitely keeping it going. Hey, before we start the show, I always have to pray. Are you okay with that?
Of course.
Let's get it. Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we just thank you for tonight. We thank you for allowing Mike to come on here to share his dreams, his journey, his aspirations, Heavenly Father, Jesus, his goals, and just his life. Lord Jesus, we just thank you for waking us up this morning. We thank you for just putting food on our table, the clothes on our back, shoes on our feet, Lord Jesus, employment, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. We thank you for it all. We thank you for the opportunities, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, dreams and hopes, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, that can just keep us going, keep a burning desire in our hearts. We just thank you for all the little things that we may overlook at times. You know our heart, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. We just thank you so much for all that you do, for all that you've done, for all that you will do. Lord Jesus, we give you all the victory, all the glory, all the love, all the praise. In your name we pray. Amen. Yes. Gotta give it up. Give it up, man. Hey, so let's talk about you though. We know you do music. But where do you come from with the music? Did you grow up knowing that you had a love for music? Did you find it when you went off to college? Like, where did that all start?
Where did it all start, man? I don't know. That's like the hardest question of all time, but also like the greatest question is, where do these like passions come from as human beings? How do we get them? I don't know. I've had huge influences in my life. My grandmother was a singer and just obsessed with music. I have family members on her side that were professional working musicians, Italian immigrants that played country and Western music, believe it or not. And they toured and they made a career out of that. My great-grandfather was a shredding violin player from Canada up by Cape Breton, where where those serious fiddle players come from.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, did I get it through some sort of gene? This music thing. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. If music is so universal, I taught for a long time, for 5 years, and I really think that everyone possesses the capability to express musically, or at least understand. Everyone has a voice. Everyone can sing to a degree. I think it's such a great communicator, and in that way. In the house growing up, it was a lot of like Muddy Waters, Chicago blues. It was Neil Young. It was Led Zeppelin. It was Bob Dylan. It was certainly Motown, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson was huge. So
All
you
right.
just grow up and you hear great music with your family, and around it's all based around food and love, and it's just like it's
Yeah.
always that celebratory thing. So from a young age, I think my mom put me in piano lessons. Like, I want my kid to like be smart. I think she was thinking this will help him, be able to problem solve, or
Right.
whatever. I don't think she was thinking like he's going to want to be a career musician.
Right.
And I took piano pretty quickly, and did that for years. And it wasn't until I heard "Hey Hey My" live. It was a Neil Young song, Neil Young and Crazy Horse, and it was this really just evil, distorted, crushing guitar sound. And I was just like, "What is making that noise, Dad?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" "As a kid, it was his Gibson Les Paul through a vintage amp, just making just this horrible
Yeah.
feedback." And for whatever reason, that like searing tone, I was like, I need to figure out. I need to play that instrument. So I skipped acoustic guitar because that's the tradition. Is you learn acoustic guitar first, and you get your technique, and then you can graduate to electric. And I was like, no, I played piano. I get it. Give me the electric. I want to rock.
Did piano come easy to you?
uh, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, oh, I'm not a prodigy. You see these videos of people who are these prodigious players that it seems to come out of thin air.
Right.
I'm not. I am not that. I
Okay.
don't. I don't have perfect pitch. I don't. Hear something and immediately play it. I can figure out a song if I listen to it. I will figure it out over time. Sometimes it's quicker than other times, but
Mm.
yeah, I had to work. I had to work at my skill 100%. I still need to work at my skill.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It came easier to me than it did my other siblings, I would say. Um, yeah, so there was a natural ability for sure, but natural ability is everyone has natural ability at something, right? It's
Right.
talent is cheap. Talent is cheap, but it's what you do after you do that. You
Yeah.
say, oh, I made a connection. What am I going to
Now
do
you
with
gotta
it?
work. Now you
And
gotta work
that's
at it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. And the work is fun. It's still work. It still can be painful. It still can be maddening, but the work is the thing. The doing is the thing.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you got to enjoy the doing
So when you
for
learn
sure.
when you learn the chords on the piano, it's very similar, or it's translatable or transferable over to the guitar. Is that correct?
I it is that it's the same language. The notes aren't different; they're just in a different pattern. A piano is super linear, left to right.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it as like 0 to 10, where you can think of the piano as one guitar string, basically.
Okay.
And so then when you lay out the guitar, you have 6 strings. They all start on a different note, open note, without your left hand, and that creates this mad, crazy grid. And so I think guitar players are of a specific mind. Um, we love
Yeah.
patterns. We love the way certain patterns feel in our fingers. It's very, for me, it was very tactile. I wanted to get away from like learning theory and seeing and reading what's on the page,
Mm-hmm.
piano. It felt stiff to me. It
Right.
felt too rigid. And there were these I remember watching home videos of when I was a little kid. I think I was watching them like when I had just graduated undergrad. I'm 36. This is a long time ago. And I noticed, I was like, I'm playing like, I think it was like Malagueña or some like piece that everyone learns on piano. And I noticed like there was a whole middle section that I completely made up. I was not reading the music. I was just like playing something in that key, just like having fun. And then I came back to the song.
Yeah.
But my grandmother, my parents, they weren't noticing that I was improvising. I just noticed it when we watched the home video. I was like, oh man, I'm just like totally pretending that I'm reading the music. And now, so I had like my own little jam, and then
Yeah.
came back. So for whatever reason, that sort of like bubbling up of like music, like that's always been really right there for me. Like I always have an idea or a riff or a project or a song. Something's always out there for me to like work with, something that I can sink my teeth into. And I think that's probably my biggest strength as a musician and a collaborator is I'm really good at kickstarting. I'm a fire starter in terms of like generating some kind of content that we
Okay.
can create a song out of.
You said oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm rambling. You go ahead.
Okay. Now I was gonna say you said that you think guitarists are of a different mind. I think so too. I
Mm.
myself, I can't do two things. I ain't gonna say I can't, but it's hard for me to do two things at one time. Unless I just really work hard at it. So as for like, how hard is it? Because it just blows my mind. How hard is it to strum that guitar the way you guys strum that guitar, hit all the notes, and sing at the same dang time? Like that's magical to me.
It's absolutely the hardest, worst thing ever. It's so difficult. It really is. Like it's very, very challenging. If I write something that's really like a guitar thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a guitar player, I don't want to sacrifice the riff. I don't want to sacrifice the cool guitarness of the music because I need to focus on the singing. But that's
Yeah.
what you have to do for the coordination to work. You have to. The singing is so uh, not naked is the term, but it's so personal. It's your voice.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
external. So I have to. I think this is common for everybody, every guitar player, or anyone who sings and plays at the same time. The instrument becomes brain off. You have to memorize it like you memorize your lines as an actor. It just has to
Okay.
be there
So that's
without
like
even
second
effort.
nature. You're just memory, just doing it. But
So
your prime the primary concern is the lyrics and be all in on that, so it could be passionate, all that,
100%
right?
has to be the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously, if you know the guitar part well enough, and you've practiced, like you go off all the time and improvise in between your phrases, your vocal phrases or whatever. I mean, that's
Okay.
what all the great blues guys did. I mean, BB King never played chords, which is kind of badass. Like he's
Right.
like,
Yes.
I'm not gonna play chords. I'm gonna sing super soulful, and I'm gonna play super soulful. That's what I do, and that's
Yeah.
like the coolest thing ever. Um, yeah. So it's BB
So talk about
best.
yeah. I know. I know. Talk about BB King, man.
Uh,
Wow. That yeah.
I regret never seeing him because I'm from New Hampshire, and he used to come to the Casino Ballroom in Hampton Beach every year. Every summer, BB King would come, and I was like, I would always go to a couple shows. Like, I'm gonna catch BB one of these summers. I gotta catch BB, and I mean, he made it. He was in his 90s, I believe, right? He was
Right.
old. He was
Oh,
old. But yeah,
legendary.
I
Legend.
wish I would have caught him live.
I wish I'd have seen him too. He came to Vegas a couple times when I lived out there, and I never was able to get out to him. He actually came. He was in New York a couple times too, but I was young and running the streets then, so you
Hell yeah,
know what I mean. I wasn't worried about buying a BB King ticket, but I've always
yeah.
been a fan, man, like really a diehard fan of BB King. I mean, I grew up on my pops.
Oh yeah.
Just blues in general. I remember driving across the country in a van with my family to, go home to Mississippi, nothing but blues playing the whole entire time. You know what I mean? So I grew up on that. So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
It's the
man.
best music, I think. It's my
Yes,
favorite. But I have
yes.
to pick.
I mean, you can hear it in your song. Can you wait? Can you wait for me? Like that? Yeah, all day.
Yeah, the lead guitar stuff is straight blues. It's
Yeah,
nothing else.
I love
The
it.
beat, 100%.
I
Yeah.
love it. Now, excuse me. I'm sorry. Talk about your training because you've been like you were a grad student, music, all that. Like, talk about that.
Yeah, it's funny. Once I started playing guitar at like 14, I think I started at 14, and I just immediately started playing in bands and playing with people. Literally a couple months after, taking a few lessons, and I kept taking lessons, and just super lucky to be in a area of Seacoast, New Hampshire. So many amazing players, so many amazing musicians, young musicians that I was able to kind of group with and that's like where my education really began in music. And I didn't go to school, grad school. I mean, for undergrad, I didn't go for music. I actually went for business.
Okay.
For no other reason other than that was kind of what was expected. I don't come from uh, the type of family that would say, "Oh, go to art school." It's go. It never occurred to me you could have a job in music. It
Right.
was always other people make art for a living and do music for a living, but that's not for me because I've grown up a certain way and I've been told these certain things that it's not a realistic situation, which I
Right.
think is very common for a lot of people. It's why so many industries are full of nepotism and just like, oh yeah, my parents did this, so now I do this. It's very natural, I think, in
Yeah.
that sense. But music is just always, I just need to do it. I don't know why. I just need to be working on a creative thing
Right.
at all times. That's part of what makes me feel whole. Anyways, so that I've just always been playing in bands, working at the music thing, loving it, gigging, and you know, I didn't really know, where I was gonna go with my music career. I was like, okay, I've gotten to the point where I can play gigs, cover gigs and make money, and I can um, teach music lessons and make money. Okay, cool. I know I can do this, but I feel like I need to do more. I need to like take some more risks. I really want to. I don't know why I have this drive to keep pushing, but I just have that. So the pandemic hit. My band's out. My band Fire in the Field. We had a killer album to come out in 2020, and obviously, that sort of scrapped our plans, like everyone else in the
Mm-hmm.
world. Um, and I was like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? And it was great because the pandemic changed how we work. I was able to take on more guitar students taught online, and it was super rewarding to teach. But it's really it takes a lot out of you to teach one-on-one lessons to you know 60 a week or something crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
it takes a lot of energy, and the compensation is fine. It's not amazing, and I just wanted more, man. So I found out about the pandemic that through the pandemic that Berklee College of Music was starting a New York chapter, and I just have always been. I just love New York City, man. I know it's crazy expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. It's a madhouse. It's dirty, but I just have always been obsessed with it. I don't know why. I had this core memory of watching this Disney movie. I think it's All Dogs Go to Heaven, or I think it's that one.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like in the beginning of the movie, they have this like rockin' musical number, and all the dogs are like running down the streets of New York, eating hot dogs and just like getting wild. And I was like, this town is crazy. I want to go there. I'm from the woods, I'm from
Yeah. And how
where
long
I
how
grew up
long have you been in New York?
since 2021. So I'm a newbie. I'm a
Okay,
rookie.
so you're new. All right, yeah. Because I was gonna
Yeah,
say I used to have that burning desire to live in New York, and I was there for 6, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. So
yeah.
I'm gonna talk to you a couple years, see how you still feeling.
I, I man, we'll get to it, I'm sure, but I understand. I
Yeah.
totally get it. Um, but yeah, so coming down to New York, I've with my band over the years, like we just always have a great time.
Mm.
The people here, I think, are absolutely amazing. It is the most diverse city.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Absolutely.
statistic wise, just in my experience, I just love being like, holy crap! I am working with 7 people right now from 7 different countries in this. You know what I mean? Just like
Right.
everyone's so different, and we're all, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Berkeley College of Music, grad school program, 1 year. You know, as I didn't really have a pressing desire. Like I'm not like a person that like needs to like feel validated by academia. Like there is that thing of like, it's important. Education is important, but
So this was
academia.
just something to just because you needed more. You just felt like you needed more, so you enrolled, see what
Yeah,
sought it out, saw what it was about, and you did it,
it,
conquered it. Now you moved on.
yeah, and it's. I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, if I'm gonna uproot my life and kind of put the playing live and teaching, excuse me, on the back burner, like I'm gonna go like guns blazing in this program, and I'm just going to like dial it in.
Right.
And I learned so much, and it was super exhausting. And I think I went a little bit overboard. Probably did some damage to my physical health in terms of like the all nighters, like unnecessary all nighters, way too much, too often. But
Like,
you
wait, hold on.
know,
All nighters doing what? Playing?
producing, mixing,
Okay.
sometimes playing, recording. This is like my studio that I'm in. My studio. It's a little tiny room in my apartment.
So
But I
it
got
taught you all of that. It went over all of that. Producing, mixing, all that.
it was a degree in songwriting and production.
Okay.
That's like subtext. The main degree is creative media and technology, and I
Gotcha.
think yeah, it was really incredible, man. So difficult and stressful, but
But you made it through, and I'm pretty sure it made you a better musician. You're well
oh
rounded.
yeah, crazy.
And I'm pretty sure it has allowed you. I don't know if you're taking advantage of it, but I'm pretty sure now you can have different streams of income within the music industry as well, right?
I am so very fortunate that to be working right now, and I'm working at the school now. I'm hired. It's funny, but I'm actually working in video,
Okay.
which not what I expected. That like I would fall into it, but it
Yeah.
just so that I took a music video class. I've always been a film buff. My instinct as a high schooler was to go to school for film, but that was not uh, again like back to the art degree thing. That was not really was not acceptable.
Right. Yeah. It was a hobby. That's a hobby
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
they tell you.
From the outside looking in, I totally understand that perspective. Like
But I'm gonna tell you like this though. I'm gonna tell you like this. If they're not wired like you
yeah,
and I are as an artistically, creatively, if they're not wired that way, they'll never get it. They'll never
no,
get just like
you know,
how we could fit in into the corporate structure, but the corporate structure is really not. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Unless we're creating though. Unless we're creating, I'll say that if we're in a corporate structure, you got to be in a creative field,
totally.
or
And
you're dying. You know.
man, I've worked that job. Out of my undergrad, I was working in a pharmaceutical company doing technical writing, and it was like, this is what it is. And I'm like, I guess this is what I have to do in this world to, and no, not throwing shade on technical writers and people who work in that because my boss in that job was like a super great mentor to me and
Yeah.
great to work for, so it's but again it was just like that's not what it is for me, and that's
Yeah.
all good, you know but yeah, the path that I've gone on is so weird and doesn't make any sense, but it's fine. I'm here. um
So
same,
now you said you talk about your band. Do you still have a band put together? Are you a solo artist? Like, how's that going? And then also talk a little bit about what is it, sci-fi rock opera album that you're putting out? Did you
um,
put that out yet, or you're still working on that?
no, so the singles that I've put out are from that album. um then that was part of my the whole, how grad school you have a thesis, right?
Yeah.
We call it culminating experience. So it's kind of a cool new hip term. It's a thesis. So for me, I created a sci-fi rock opera that has a full narrative arc, um, and it has.
Uh-oh. I think we might have lost him. Let's see. You still there?
On the line, but I still
Oh,
have
there
to
you
figure
go.
out how to offload this first one and how to
Hey,
bring it
hold
to the
on.
people
Can
in
you
a
hear
way
me?
that they understand
Can you hear
what it
me?
is, which is always the
Oh,
challenge.
can't hear me. Can you hear me?
I feel like did we lose connection?
Yeah, I think so, or something.
Looks frozen.
Like you're frozen. Yeah, it's frozen. Let's hang up. Just call me right back. All right, we're gonna get him right back on, you guys. A little bad connection right now, but it's all good. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the interview. Mike is very talented, so we're gonna actually play some videos of his. Check out some of his music from that sci-fi rock opera album. Here we go. Get back on. Let's get it. Let's see. There we go. Can you hear me? I see you, but I don't hear you.
I'm back. Are you?
There you go. I hear you now. All right, cool. I don't know what happened.
Was that on my end? Sorry.
I have no idea. It just froze up, stop. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We're back in action.
Yeah, it's been a weird day here in New York. The Canadian wildfire smoke swooped in, and it was like this bizarre, like dusty film, kind of ominous haze. City. I took City Bike last night. I woke up this morning. My throat was all like burning and stuff. It's just like it's been a strange day.
It has been a strange day. I can attest to that, definitely. All right, so okay, so you released 3 singles off the sci-fi rock opera. It was a sci-fi rock opera album, right? So go ahead and finish explaining that, and then we're gonna go into "Can You Wait for Me." We want to play that music video and come back and talk about that, and then I want to jump into, because you mentioned you work for the school. Let's talk about the struggle to juggle. Oh, we froze up again. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me? Yeah, it's been a weird day, y'all. All I can do is laugh right now. It's been an extremely weird day, but it's all good. It's all good. He's gonna come back on. We're just gonna wait right here. I'm not even gonna go to my shot, to my wide stream, my wide shot. We're just gonna stay right here, and we're gonna get him back on. He'll be right back after these messages. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, anything goes on the Kickin It with Koolkard show. All right, we're gonna get Mike on. We're definitely gonna jump into some videos. Check him out. Like I said, he's amazing talent, man. Soulful, functified. Yeah, man. So it's gonna be good. So let's see if we can get him. There he goes. He's back in. Let's get it going. All right, where you at? Where you at? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
My phone just...
It died or what?
No. I got the old your phone is overheating and needs to shut down situation.
Oh, you know what? This software will do that to it. To certain phones. Not all, but to certain phones, it will overheat it.
Oh man, that's so funny.
It's all good. We're back in action now. Trust me. Man. Listen, I've had people who like it dropped the whole entire interview, so we're good. Man.
Koolkard, thanks for not kicking me off your show.
Man, listen, I told you, anything goes. This is nothing dressed up over here. It's all organic. So,
right on.
All right, so finish explaining the sci-fi rock opera album, and then we're gonna play "Can You Wait for Me." That's my jam. We're gonna play that, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the struggle to juggle the 9 to 5 and your music career. And then I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to it, because it's a struggle for everybody to have a dream and a passion for something, but you also have to maintain your lifestyle so you can live a good life and fund your dreams, right? But it's still a struggle. So we'll talk about that. But go ahead.
Absolutely.
Explain the album, and then we'll jump into
you can't really see the poster behind me there.
Yep, the Vibe Operator. I see it.
That's my show poster. So, yeah, so the Vibe Operator, think of him as like a rock star amalgamation of like Prince and David Bowie.
Okay.
In the modern age, right? And he's so successful, and he becomes jaded because he sees kind of what's going on in the world. We're destroying the planet. We're disjointed socially. We can't get along. All these same old problems that humanity has faced since dawn of history is still what we're grappling with in so many different forms, right?
Yep.
And so the vibe operator is recognizing that even at the height of fame and fortune and glory and musical amazing musical talent and all these massive shows, even all of that for some reason is not fulfilling him. It's not helping him help others around him. He feels separated from uh, his audience,
Okay.
similar to like how Pink Floyd, The Wall is about the relationship between artists and the audience. So, anyways, don't let me ramble too much, Koolkard. So
It's
let me
all
let
good.
me let me get this straight. So he's a jaded, super famous rock star, and he decides to give up on planet Earth, and he says, "I'm done. I've done what I came here to do. Humanity is going to get no better. I'm out. I'm leaving. This
Hmm.
place is terrible. It's trash. Peace." And so he's so rich and famous that he actually partners with our good friends Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, and he decides that he's going to fly off into space, into the Sirius Star Nebula, and he's going
Okay.
to live there. And he's just going to live in isolation and create these celestial, uh, amazing celestial songs that he'll send back to Earth to allow his fans to enjoy.
Okay.
Um, and that's kind of where we leave him. In the second, the really like the main part of the story is what happens in a few thousand years. Humanity is essentially gone. We've evolved into a collective consciousness. So the trend of the time is to leave your physical body and upload your consciousness into an infinite cloud where you can live any any fantasy you want, anything. So
Hmm.
it's like humanity kind of has evolved into something that is inhuman and different. It's kind of a classic sci-fi trope in a lot of ways. There's a renegade pocket of these androids, robots, who are like half human, half robot. And one of them, his name is Andrew, featured on the poster back there and featured in the performance. He hears this music of the vibe operator as an android in 1,000 years in the
Hmm.
future or whatever. And he's so inspired by this music that the vibe operator made that he wants to not go into the collective consciousness. He wants to stay in his physical body. He wants to remain at least partially human because this music is so powerful and great. The collective consciousness, though, is sort of our villain, and they're forcing the remaining half human, half android people to join their their crowd, basically, to
Hmm.
upload themselves. And let me collapse the story even. Let me get to it even quicker. We find out that Andrew the android finds out the vibe operator is in deep space somehow, mysteriously, after these thousands of years. Because the vibe operator, right, he was making the music up in space and sending it back to Earth. And so Andrew decides, I'm going to go after the vibe operator. I'm going to go find my hero and bring him back to Earth to help save humanity. And that's part one
So all of these
of the
songs that
story.
you're creating are basically illustrating what you're telling me right now.
It's actually illustrated in a live format. So this story that I've summed up is actually performed. I perform as the vibe operator,
Hmm.
like the rock star character, and then I created different scenes, like pre-shot filmed scenes that my lady and I we've filmed and worked on together, where that will play in between performances.
On a
So the
screen.
story
Is that what you're
on
saying?
a
This is
on a
live, right?
screen, it's
Okay.
live.
Oh, so it's okay. So it's almost gonna be
Yeah,
like musical theater, but
exactly.
okay, got you, got you.
Yep. So the album is more like the output of that character, of the vibe operator, with a
Okay.
little bit of the story sprinkled in. It's not a perfect one to one. It's more
So
like the world.
so these songs are the songs of the Vibe Operator
Exactly. So like,
instead of
the song "Can You Wait for Me" is really the vibe operator in space, away from his family, in isolation, probably realizing that he made a mistake.
Okay.
Like, okay, wow,
Right.
I'm in the vacuum of space. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I shouldn't have isolated myself from
Okay.
my loved ones or whatever.
So
So it's really,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah. So it's really kind of a love letter or a lament, like, like maybe I'll be back. Like, can you wait for me?
Okay. It's all starting to. Okay. It's kind. Okay. Let's go to the video. So
Yeah.
it'll make sense when people see the concept of the video. So now, okay, outer spec, got it. Let's go. Introduce this video, man. Let's go.
All right. This is Mike by name as the vibe operator, and this is a song called "Can You Wait for Me."
Yes. That's a hit, man.
Thanks, man.
The hit. It's a hit. I love it. I
Thank
love
you.
it. Oh, that blues in there. That's
Yeah.
a vibe, man. That is a vibe. I'm tempted to just jump into the next video.
Yeah, sure.
I'm tempted to jump into this next video because this is part of the album, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
I've got to be the one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a vibe too. Let's
That's the
go.
one.
Introduce it.
All right. Let's
We're
do
going
it.
straight in. Then we're gonna come back and talk about the juggle, the struggle of the juggle. Yeah,
Struggle with the juggle.
yeah.
No
We'll
doubt.
talk about it. Introduce this one. We're giving y'all 2 for 1 right here, back to back, y'all. Let's go.
All right. This is a video was shot right on the Upper East Side of New York, and it's a love song I put out on Valentine's Day, and it's called "I've Got to Be the One."
Let's go for all the lovers in the building. Yeah, I love it.
Thanks, man.
Love it.
It's a really weird song for me. That was the first like true like pop song I've ever made.
Hey, you did
You
it
know?
well.
So, thank you, man. Yeah.
You did it well. Make more of it.
My rock and roll buddies are probably like shaking their heads like,
Hey man, throw it in there. Spice it up
Yeah.
a little bit. That was cool. I like it.
You gotta spice it up.
Here's a question though, and this has nothing
Yeah.
to do with anything. Did
Yeah.
they renovate the South Street Seaport? It looked a little different on there.
I mean, there's a ferry.
There's like a
on 90th.
water taxi that goes over there now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
$31 all day pass. And who's gonna ride that thing all day? I looked into that, by the way, because I'm gonna go over there. But it's like $31 all day pass. Who's gonna ride that damn thing all day? You're gonna ride it one time to go see the sights, probably go over by the Statue of Liberty, check that out, and then go up to 42nd Street and get off.
Yeah. No, there's a no, you can get it as it's like a little bit more expensive than the subway now. If we're thinking of the same thing, I'm not sure if we are.
How much is the subway now?
Oh man, I don't know. I think it's like $3.75, $2.75.
So there's a water taxi, you can get it for a little bit more than the
$2.75 for the subway, and then the ferry is it's now $4.
So wait, where does the ferry take you?
It goes all the way to anywhere, like it goes everywhere. It goes to Queens, it goes to Brooklyn.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And it'll take you to other places in Manhattan?
Absolutely, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It goes from 90th, and then depending on which line you take, it will hop over to Queens, and then to Greenpoint, Brooklyn, and then further down, and then the Manhattan side one, I usually take it down to like, we were talking about 42nd or 35th in that area, Seaport area.
So you can catch it from the South Street Seaport and take it up to 42nd.
Yeah, I catch it on 90th.
Really?
Yeah. And I go all the way down, and it's super nice because in the nice weather, you go up on the roof, and you get to see all the sights, and it's like I just paid for a subway ride basically. It's
for $4. Cool.
Yeah, they just bumped it up. It used to be this exact same price as the subway.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that when I come.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's dope. That's almost like a touristy ride. You know what I'm saying? For
It
$4,
is.
can't beat
It
that.
totally is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I was looking at something else then, because there's a water
Yeah.
taxi that's actually yellow, and they want you to pay $31 for an all-day pass. And
Gotcha.
who's gonna use that all day long?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
True.
because you're gonna spend most of your time. If you're a tourist, you're gonna spend most of your time walking through
Right.
the city, so you're not gonna
Right.
use. Just, I think it's a money grab. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's
It
talk
probably
about
is.
let's talk about the struggle of the juggle real quick before we get out of here. So you were expressing to me that your 9 to 5 gets in the way, and
Uh,
a lot of us are dealing with that.
it's yeah.
But
It's
what's your
more.
experience with it? Like, what type of toll is it taking on you, mentally or creatively? Because, man, listen.
Man, right now it's less of a 9 to 5 and more of like a 10 to 10 or like a nine
Oh,
to 11. It's been
it,
like it's been wild and great. But yeah, we've been working nonstop through the weekend, all day, basically 12-hour days every day. Um, we're supporting the video team. There's three of us, and we're supporting clients who come into the studio to record, and we're supporting students. And at this time of the year, it's like the last semester.
they
As
got
students are
projects.
getting there, just tons and tons of projects, all kind of happening in a cluster, and
Oh,
you know,
wow.
it's it's crazy. It's been crazy, but it's so great to be able to work a work in a creative environment with like the coolest people,
Yeah,
like the coolest
yeah.
humans.
Like we were talking about
Um,
earlier, if you're in that nine to
exactly,
five space and you're creative, you gotta be creating something,
exactly,
or
man.
you're just miserable.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously, it's like life is a verb. You got the doing is the thing. Like you got to enjoy the doing,
yeah,
um, because that's it. That's what we've got. So it's just, yeah, I am so lucky to be doing that right now. And it's like I've got doing the music skills, learned about that, but I'm also learning so much from the video. My boss Simon is just like absolutely the greatest person. Man, I can't. I'm not being very articulate because I'm like emotional. I'm so emotional about it. He's literally like he's taught me so much, and I did not see this as like an opportunity or something that I would be doing,
hmm,
and it's totally flowering into this great. It's been my main gig right now, but it's something as a side gig um, that helps support the music.
yeah,
So the work comes in waves, and I think that's the nature of freelance.
hmm,
It's like super super heavy, hot and heavy for a while, and then it's like will die down, and you can get stuff done. So how do you juggle it, man? Sometimes juggling it like is the stress. Like
hmm,
trying to like make the schedule, trying to keep you know people that you love in your life happy while keeping yourself happy and making money and making money in a way that you feel great about.
yeah.
um, that's a really hard complex system that you're constantly tuning, and
Yes.
sometimes you just want to crash the thing and be done,
Yeah.
and
Start over.
so- sometimes you're just like just getting pummeled and just like, so yeah, I mean sometimes you got to learn to take your licks, you got to take a beating sometimes.
So here's the silver lining that I
Terrible.
see that's
That's
gonna
terrible.
that though. The silver lining that's gonna come out of that is when your music really takes off, you're gonna save yourself a boatload of money because you're gonna be able to film, direct, write your own videos.
Yeah,
Hands down.
and it's like it's so fun, like it's
Yeah.
so fun to take that on. But yeah, that is definitely the silver lining, man. 100%. Thank you for saying that. I
Yeah,
really
for
appreciate
sure.
that.
Definitely. You're gonna save yourself
Yeah.
so much money, and it's like you're gonna be on a whole nother level of a creative space, you know,
Hmm.
to be able to do
Well,
that, create the music. And then I'm telling you, because you know that you have the ability to film the video, thoughts, ideas for the video is gonna be happening while you're writing the song.
Totally.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah. And
Puts you in a
I
different
think,
headspace.
yeah. And
Yeah.
that's totally the world that we're in right now. You know, it's like the
Yeah.
indie artists, like you have to have your hand in everything,
Yeah.
which it's great. It's great. I love it. It's also, yeah, it is too much for sure. Like everyone expects kind of too much, I think, of the indie artists these days. Like
Mm-hmm.
you'll see a lot of influencers in music marketing that are like telling you what you need to do and how you need to do it. And you know, I don't think they know anything, to be honest. I think a lot of them are just, you know, trying to get attention themselves.
Right.
Maybe,
Exactly.
and not to be
Exactly.
negative, but yeah, it's just they'll start talking. Well, the algorithm and this is that, you know, and it's like, are
Yeah.
you really
Just put
sure
it this
about?
way. Put it this way. Influencers will not be valuable if they weren't running their mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's yeah,
Because 9 times out of 10, they ran them out to be
right,
the influencer that they are. So
right. So it's like
they got to be talking.
they're yeah, they're also thinking about, oh, I need content, so I have
Yep.
to create, and like every the things that do well are the clickbaity things. You know,
Yeah.
it's like and not that I'm like immune to clickbait and going down rabbit holes. I think it's specifically I am, because I want to do the right things on
Yeah.
social media and marketing. I want to do what's necessary to reach an audience. And sometimes when you listen to so many outside voices telling you all this ridiculous
That's the thing.
stuff that you have to do, it's like,
That's the
man,
thing. It's too many people talking right now.
turn, yeah, just turn it
So
off.
you get
Like,
confused. Yeah.
please.
Like I say it all the time, people will always say, "Oh, go to YouTube University, go to Google." Well,
Yeah,
shoot, when I get there, who do I listen to? Because you
right.
got 10 million people saying this and that, and like, who do so you get confused, and
There's
then you get
so much,
stuck.
yeah, so much bad advice,
It cripples you
you know?
because you don't know
Yeah,
who to follow, and you're trying to mix and match, and it just comes, yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think, you
overwhelming.
know, totally. So stick to the core and just like focus, like, okay,
Yeah,
I make music, you know, just have fun, enjoy it, and just
yeah.
people feed off of other people enjoying what they do, I think, you know. So
Just stick with it. Like I said,
yeah,
you are in a creative space, so continue to do that. Find cool little ways, angles, tricks of the
yeah,
trade to implement into music video ideas for yourself. Stash them, and then when you get that time and you get that budget, there you go.
that's it.
That's what it's about.
That's it. Yeah.
Stash the cash, stash the ideas, all that.
Yeah, it's
Make it work for
exactly,
you.
man.
Make it work
Exactly.
for you. Because one thing is for certain. You have to work. You're not going to eat if you don't work. So you might as well do something that you kind of have a passion for and that it can benefit
Totally.
you. And then you can elevate that and leverage that.
Totally, man. And I will say, I am surprised at myself because I am I get obsessed with routine in terms of being creative,
Yeah.
because that's what every single great artist across any medium that I love, whether it's film, writing, or music, every single one who's super successful has a super strict routine that they stay on, and they are
Mm-hmm.
consistent as hell. It has nothing to do with social media. It has
Right. Yeah.
everything to do with the craft. You're
Right.
a craftsman, right?
Right.
That's what it is. And if
Yeah.
you're not doing it every day, if you're not fitting that into your schedule every day, then you are not that person. And that's how I've been feeling about it. That's how I felt about it for years. And I think that mentality has helped me grow my skill set,
Yeah.
but it also can be super stressful, like because you got to eat, you got to work, you got to do the thing.
Right.
So what surprised me about myself is lately I've just been like, you know what, I've done a lot, I'm gonna let go of this thing, and I'm just gonna enjoy riding my bike to work through this amazing city. I'm gonna work super hard and do a great job. I'm gonna ride my bike home, eat great food, and like, sometimes it's like when you can really take in that's the simplest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I ate something good. I rode my bike. I did a good job. This is great. Life totally kicks ass.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yes, I was gonna say that exactly what you just said. Like, life is good. You have a good
yes,
life.
totally.
You know what I mean? Like, we cannot
Yeah,
get blinded by our dreams and our desires
yeah,
and think that we're not living a good life, a fulfilling life.
right.
You are living a fulfilling life for a person who has no dreams or desires to be an artist, to be an actor. They just want to go
Sure.
to work, do their job, come home, be with their family, take nice vacations, eat good food, go out and
Yeah,
about when they want to do. Like, they're living a good life. You're living a good life,
it's great.
right?
It's great.
You want more, but you have to appreciate the life that you have. And so many
Yes,
people get jaded by the chase, man.
the
The
chase. It's
chase.
it's it's as addicting as any drug.
Yes.
I swear. You
Yes.
know.
Yep.
So
And they're miserable, but they're living a
totally,
good life. But in their
it's
mind, they don't define it as that
it's
because of the
crazy.
chase. They always want more and more and more. But they,
It
I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
it's wild to see that story play out time and
yes.
time again, and you always say the same thing. It's just like I couldn't believe that I had it all and I wasn't happy, and you're just
Mm-hmm.
and you as like not on that level of success. You just from that perspective, you're like, how is that even possible?
Yeah. By the time they're able to appreciate the life that they did have, they don't have it. It's gone. You don't have it
Ah,
anymore. And
man,
it's like, man, what was I
I
thinking?
yeah.
I had a good life.
Right. So I still don't even like now that I just said that out loud. I don't even know if I get it. Like thinking it's so weird. Like what?
You have a good life. Appreciate it,
So
and then
and like
you'll be
totally.
provided more opportunities to
Yeah.
get to where where you desire to go and be.
Yeah, man. And like when you go back through the memory banks and like really think about like awesome, if you really like think for me, thinking about awesome memories, it's always like something like little things, little
Yeah,
in between moments.
yeah.
It's nothing,
It's
you know,
never about the music,
grandiose or yeah,
right?
exactly.
I mean, you might have good memories about the music, but the things that really matter, that really touch you, like, man, that was a good time.
Right.
I bet you 9 times out of 10, it was never the music. It was
No,
something that you
it's
did with a loved one or an experience.
yeah.
Even just being in the city that you love so much right now. Like, you're probably still in amazement. Like, man, I'm really here. Like, wow, look at this.
It's incredible.
You know what I mean?
It's incredible, man. Yeah.
That's what
So
matters.
I feel like I hope yeah.
And then guess what? Once the music does take off, all that is gonna do is award you with more opportunities
Mm,
to make more memories that matter. And it's not gonna be about the music.
yeah. Oof, who knows?
You know, it's gonna take you
I,
around the world, and you're gonna
yeah.
remember, like, man, I was on this bridge in the Netherlands or in Amsterdam, like, looking at the beautiful leaves and the water flowing, like, just in amazement that I'm really here. The music took you there, but what are you gonna remember? You standing on that bridge, taking it all in, like, man, I'm in the Netherlands, I'm in Amsterdam right now, like, really
Yeah, yeah.
experiencing this. And that's what
Yeah.
matters, man. And that's why we can't get jaded and blinded by the chase of
Right.
what could possibly take you there. It's cool and all that's good, and it might fulfill you financially, monetarily, whatever, but
Sure.
what really matters is that moment standing right there on that bridge in Amsterdam, right?
Totally, man.
That's what really
That's
matters.
cool. That kind of blew my mind actually. The way you put that. It's cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's what
I'm down.
really matters.
Let's go to Amsterdam. Let's
That's what
go.
really matters, though. That's what really matters. Like,
Yeah.
all the things, like, I've taken a lot of trips and I've been to Europe and wherever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And those are the memories that stick with me, man. I was with my family, I was with friends, I was with loved ones, and we did that. And, like,
Totally.
man, I can remember when we was at the Coliseum or in Greece or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it may be, but it wasn't about what people make it. Like, because if you look
Totally.
on the gram right now, it's all about, oh, look at me, I'm here, I'm there, I'm
Right.
here. Like, look at me. No, it's not about that.
Right.
It's about me being there, experiencing this moment right here with who I'm with, my loved ones. It's not about
Mm-hmm.
look at me experiencing this. That doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter.
Mm-hmm.
The showcasing of it, that means nothing.
No, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the posturing is weird. It's
I'm
weird.
not gonna remember if I posted it on Instagram and got 10,000 likes 20 years from now. I'm gonna remember that moment that
Exactly.
allowed me to post that picture on
Exactly.
Instagram. I don't give a damn about them likes. I give a damn about that experience.
Right. What do people do with the likes? Do they buy stuff with it? What do you do with
Man,
that
I
shit?
don't know. But I guess try to monetize their account and make money. I guess that's the
Yeah.
motivation, you know. And
I
if it
mean,
is, then cool,
actually,
whatever. But don't get lost in it, you know.
there are some folks doing really well actually
Oh
off
hell
that.
yeah, hell yeah,
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 it's
yeah,
wild.
for sure, for sure.
It's a new world. It's gonna
It is.
be. I think in the next 5-10 years, I think it's just gonna be so like the the future of like where this thing is going is so suspect at the moment. It's so like
Yeah,
under review with like AI rolling out and like
right.
post pandemic and like
Man, where are we
you know
gonna be at? What are
it's
we gonna be doing?
it's
What are we gonna be looking at? Like,
it's
what are
very
jobs gonna
interesting.
look like?
It's very interesting.
You know, it's
So
taking the thought process, the human thought process out of everything now. It's just click a button and here, boom, I got a whole essay. I got an idea. I got this. I got that. You know, and if we can utilize it,
yeah.
I'll say this: if we can marginalize it, because you
Mm,
can't take the human element out of everything. It's just
no,
what like
but you can't stop the progress either.
no, you
It's
can't. That's
coming.
what I'm saying. You got to marginalize it somewhere, and let's
Mm, mm, mm.
allow us to coexist. It can't take over and
Mm,
say, oh, it's gonna just take all these jobs. Like, no, we need
no,
the human element in writing, in music, in
mm,
whatever it may be. You know what I
totally.
mean? Because it's gonna be
My
shallow. There's not gonna be any feeling in it.
right. Yeah, totally. My
Essence of
friend
just
made this really funny meme the other day, and it was like, if don't like basically saying like don't worry that AI is going to take our jobs because in order to like get a result from AI, you have to describe what you want really well. So it's
exactly
basically saying like clients like half the time like don't actually know what they want.
right.
Like
They
they
don't.
need like another person to be like, this is what you want, buddy.
Yeah,
Here it is.
yeah. That's a good
So
perspective, and that's real.
yeah, and I think
Yeah,
with it's going to be like everything else. There's going to be immense progress and positive things that come with the new wave of technology, and there's going to be probably some pretty bad fallout from it as well.
yeah.
I think I worry more about like young kids, like not like you're saying, like young kids like not learning like how to write
How to think.
and how to think and
Period.
whatnot.
Think and
You know,
process.
but
Everything's just gonna be generated for them.
yeah, I hope that it's just a tool and not their foundation. But
Yes. Allow it to
we
aid
don't
you. There's
we
nothing
don't know.
wrong with a little aid, a little help. You know,
Right,
there's nothing wrong with that.
right.
We have it now,
Tools.
different other aspects of life, but don't allow it to just do everything for you.
Yeah,
You know, you get a thought and you want to figure something out, and now you're not resourceful anymore. You just, hey, do this for me. Like, no,
right,
do a little
right,
research, figure
right.
some things out. You know, simple skills. It'll take you a long way in life.
We'll,
But yeah,
man,
man.
we'll see. In
Yeah,
5 years, I'm gonna think back on this and be like, it's gonna be like, oh, well, it's gonna be interesting what happens. I think.
it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Man, I feel old now. I feel
Nah, don't
old.
feel old, man.
No,
Don't
you know
feel
what I mean.
old. Don't feel
But
old. It's only getting better.
I think so too, man. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. I don't. I wouldn't go through the. That whole situation again. Like, who says that life begins at 40? Some writer, I forget who said that. Life begins at 40. I'm down. You know,
It
it's
all
like,
starts to come together for you. I think at 40, a lot of things that used to matter don't matter.
yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
a lot of things that used to matter don't matter, man. You really get it.
Yeah.
Start to understand, like, damn, this is really life. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
see it. I'm telling you, you see it.
Yeah, it feels like at this point in life, it's like when you swim out at the beach and like you look back and you realize like, wow, I came out. I'm actually out pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yep.
it feels good. It
Yeah.
feels good.
Yeah. And do you embrace it or do you get nervous?
I I'm down. I
Yeah.
love it.
That's the question for everybody. Like when you look
Yeah.
back and you be like, damn, look how far I'm out. I didn't realize that. Look how far I've come. Do you get nervous or do you embrace it and say, hey, I'm gonna enjoy where I'm at right now?
Yeah. I mean,
You know,
swimming
that's
in
what it
swimming
is.
in deep water. It's great.
Yeah.
You know.
Make some
Yeah.
discoveries. You know,
It's
face them
totally,
fears.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on. It's been great. Love the music, love the energy, the conversation, all of that. So, man, I pray for much success for you. You got a fan for life. Definitely be following you. Let me know when that is. It gonna be an album or EP?
It's an album.
Okay.
It's a big 14 track record,
Oh yeah.
and I'm probably gonna drop the the video, the live performance with like the story, so people get it.
Okay.
I'm gonna probably drop that on YouTube first, and then the album will come. The
Send it to
audio will
me.
come after that.
Send it to
I
me
will.
so I can repost it and all that. Definitely
I
support, man.
will.
Yeah, so drop
Koolkard.
everybody, drop all your information. I got it in the description down below anyway, but just drop all your information, website, all that, where people can reach you, check out your music,
Okay.
and follow you, man. Be a fan.
Cool. Koolkard, man. Thank you so much for reaching out. It means the world. It's been like total joy to talk to you, man.
No
Thank
doubt,
you.
no doubt, man.
Thank you.
No doubt. Yes, yes. But tell me your website and all that so they can find
Oh,
you.
yeah, sure. You can find me at mikebyname.com. My name's Mike Morris, a very generic, stereotypical name. So I created my artist name as Mike, MikebyName, mikebyname.com, and that will take you to all my socials and streaming services and whatnot.
All
You can
right.
find me on socials with that tag as well, Mike by Name.
Well, there you go. Just Google him. How about that?
Yeah.
Google him and you'll see everything. All right, y'all. Well, it's been a
Thank you,
pleasure.
sir.
Been a pleasure, man. Hey, everybody, thank you for tuning in. You know where I'm at every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, kicking it with somebody like Mike by name. Definitely support him. Check out his music. It's great. Go stream his music, man. Get them numbers up. Be on the lookout for the new album that's coming out. Sci-fi rock opera, right?
Yeah, the Vibe Operator.
There we go, man. The Vibe Operator. That sounds dope. That sounds like some old funk, man.
Right. That's right.
Sure.
That's it.
All right, man. We'll
That's
definitely
it.
be checking you out and follow you, man.
Yeah.
Peace and love, guys. We
Peace
are
and
out
love.
of here. Until next time, we will be kicking it. Let's go. All right, we're out of here. I don't know what's going on in my system. I'm shutting it down. My outro ain't coming on. I don't know where it's at.
It's the day, man.
It's the day. It's really the day. Anyway.
June 6th, 2023.
Yeah, we're out of here. Peace, y'all. We're finishing up. We are out. How about this? Let me see. I'll put this on. Hold on. Let me go right here. Boom. Oh, that's gone too. Where'd it go?
It's all gone.
It's all gone. My show's in the can. The only highlight was Mike tonight. Everything else was effing up.
Episode 182.
Yeah, man. Something like that. Episode 182. It's Twilight Zone. We out of here, y'all. Peace.